See that? Come to a new country. I've never been here before. This one is Sri Lanka. Let's have a bit of a look around. This is a resort I'm staying at. A little bit expensive for my budget. But that's okay. I'm only staying here a couple of nights. It was pretty much a last minute booking, so I just took what I could get. It's hot as usual, probably around 31 degrees, and it's the 1st of August, around about 2 in the afternoon. It was a good flight, probably only was 3 hours 15 minutes from Bangkok. I flew from Chiang Mai to Bangkok for an hour and 15 in here, but it was a long day. I didn't get here till probably at 1 o'clock this morning, I think, yes. So, still pretty tired. Let's have a look at this beach, but first, and you'll see why in a second. I'll explain it to you a little bit more. So as you can see, it's not the prettiest of beaches. There's a rock wall here, and it's a submerged rock wall, or rock wall that's disintegrated further through there. So quite choppy and a lot of rubbish in the water. Now this resort advertises itself as a city resort. So it's not your tropical getaway, and by the city I mean there it is, right there. That's not far away, and the huge shipping port just there, right next to the city. So look, for an area like this, yes, I would expect a bit of pollution, a few bits and bobs floating around in the water, quite a lot actually. It's disappointing. I mean, they've got a lot of guys working on the grounds inside the resort. I guess it's not their job to come and clean the beach. What do I know? So, that's the beach. There is a guy braving the tides up here, even though you're not supposed to swim. It is quite nice to walk around the grounds here. There's a lovely pool, which I'll show you after, to compensate for not being able to swim in the ocean. But they've got a small walking track you can walk through, which isn't bad. Now, on landing last night, flight didn't land until 10:15 or later, and took me quite some time to get through immigration. As an Australian, I had to have a visa to come here, and so probably my bad judgment that I got some cash and then a SIM card for my phone and was immediately harassed, you could say, by just so many taxi drivers. There were so many, it was just ridiculous. And that was my mistake. I accepted an offer to jump in a taxi. We agreed on a price and made our way to the hotel. About a 45-minute drive. And I tried to book a taxi on one of my favourite ways, which is through booking.com. Only because they work out pretty cheap, especially if you're going to and from an airport. But it wouldn't work. It just refused to accept the date for some reason. I don't know why. I think there was internet trouble. So I sort of read in the news this morning. Maybe that was it. So I accepted the offer for this taxi and we agreed on a price, 3,000 Indian rupiah. And the guy that I was negotiating with, turned out he wasn't the taxi driver. I don't know who he was. He led me to a car out in the car park where there was a lot of drivers there and introduced me to a new guy, the driver. And so I'd agreed on this price with let's call him the manager of the taxis. Jumped in the taxi and we were on our way. Stopped at an ATM, got some cash and continued on. Also got stopped by the police twice. And this should have been a little bit of a warning for me, although there wasn't much I could do about it at that stage, was that he told me he was worried because he'd been drinking. He'd had some beer. Yesterday was some sort of occasion, he said. I don't know whether it was a Sri Lankan day of some description. Maybe it was his birthday, I don't know. So he'd been drinking alcohol, he was a bit worried. The police gave me a good looking at. They didn't question me or anything. Oh, they did ask me where the guy was taking me because he couldn't remember. It was a little bit strange. He was also using my phone, the Maps app on my phone to get us to this place, this hotel. So it was all starting to get dodgier and dodgier, and then we finally got to the hotel after around 40 minutes, and all of a sudden the price went from 3,000 rupiah, which was, I do have to explain a little bit, coming from Southeast Asian countries for the last couple of months, I've been paying exceptionally low prices for transport. $5, maybe $10 for a longish sort of trip. This trip was going to be originally, that's Australian money I'm talking, this trip was originally going to be around about $16 or $15. And then when we arrived, the price jumped to 9,000, so tripled in price, which I complained about, and I said, no, that's not right. I'd agreed with the manager that it was going to cost the 3,000, and I had it in my phone, still in my phone, and where I was doing a money conversion on XE currency, how much it was going to be, and I still had the 3,000 there, and I showed him that, and he refused to accept that, and he started to get a bit angry. So it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. He rang the manager, and I spoke to the manager. His English had deteriorated to a point where I could barely understand what he was saying. And he spoke fairly good English that I could understand when we were at the airport, so I don't understand that. And the manager was also saying, no, we agreed on $9,000, which was just a lie. So anyway, that was a bad start to Sri Lanka. But I paid the money. I'll learn in future. I did. Oh, that's right. I hadn't activated my Uber account because in Southeast Asia, the way to get around if you don't have a car or a scooter is via the Grab app. And they're reliable, it's easy, no money, no physical money changes hands. It's all very straightforward. So I hadn't been using my Uber for a couple of years. So I hadn't activated that, and when I did activate it, when I got into my hotel, I found out that the price should have been just a little under 3,000 rupiah. So even the 3,000 rupiah that he was going to charge me was a little bit over the odds, but that's fine. It was nothing. But 3 times the price, that's quite a lot. So lesson learnt. Hey, Pizzicato. Hello. He's flicking his tail around like mad. Alright. So after a bad start, we end up at this resort. And it's not a bad place to begin. Oh, one thing they do have is, not right here, but over near the pool and the restaurant area, there's a problem with ravens, crows, the blackbirds, fairly common. So what they do is, if you've ever heard I'm not even sure what they're called, bang machines. These ones are some sort of small explosion. They let off a really loud bang, and they just randomly set these off every now and then, and it scares the wits out of you. It really does. But, they've done it about 4 times this morning. Haven't heard it for a couple of hours. So maybe just in the mornings when people are having breakfast, that's when they do it. But yeah, it was different. Right, let's go and have a look. Coming through again. Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good, thank you. Gardeners have been clearing the path, getting a bit overgrown. I walked through here about half an hour ago, and I did see some wildlife. bird life. A very large eagle. Are they a fish eagle? I'm not sure. Very big. I startled it, and it startled me by taking off. See if he's come back. It's quite nice. Cools down a little bit here under the trees, under the palm trees. Some nice looking coconuts up there. Not that high up either. Not sure what this little structure is. It's like a daybed that I saw a lot of in Bali, but there's no ladder to get up. It wouldn't be that comfortable to lie on. A few little spots to sit down. Sit down and relax for the afternoon. There is a bit more to see. Not much. As I said, not expecting a great deal. It is a city resort, so we're not out in the tropical jungle. So just outside the entrance is to the resort is just normal suburbia of Sri Lanka, I guess. Mind you, I've only seen it at night as we were driving along. Didn't look anything special. See a lot of dogs roaming the streets. Swing? Did you have a swing on? Quite a few birds around. There is on butterflies. I have seen quite a lot of butterflies. And squirrels. Again, squirrels everywhere. For some reason, for my inexperienced traveller's eyes, I associate squirrels with England, Great Britain. So I had no idea really that they were all over, well, they're in Sri Lanka, they're all through Southeast Asia. The Bengal monitor, also called the common Indian monitor, distributed widely in the Indian subcontinent as well as parts of Southeast Asia and West Asia. They feed on small amphipods. I better check. Don't want to lead you guys astray like I normally do. Correct, arthropods. Also take small terrestrial vertebrates, ground birds, eggs and fish. Not really expecting to see a land monitor lizard here. I think that's what I saw, which, did I post it on a video? I can't recall. From my hotel room window in Bangkok. The lizard, the big lizard that was in the fish pond outside my window. I believe that was a land monitor. Can't be 100% sure. Definitely looked like one to me. So, this little lake here is actually teeming with small fish. Very small fish. I saw one of the crows or ravens with one in its beak earlier on this morning. A bit of breakfast for that particular crow. Not sure if this camera picks them up jumping around, but this is nice, a nice little place to relax, possibly have a beer. Maybe this is what I saw, the Asian water monitor. One of the most common monitor lizards in Asia. Yeah, that could have been it actually. Lives close to water. And he was in the water, as opposed to the land monitor. There you go, I might have led you guys astray already. All the lights light up this place at night. Water lilies. Yeah, pretty relaxing. Being so close to the city, it's not a bad place, I think anyway. Okay, I'll take you over to see the last couple of little bits. Very random lamppost sitting there. Wonder if it works. Is this a traditional fishing boat? Wow. You want to be skinny to be sitting in one of those. This is surely not. The spread on my hands there from little finger to thumb is 9 inches. So this old bloke ain't going to be fitting in that, I can tell you right now. It must just be for show. Let's... Yeah, just for show. It's made out of fiberglass, I think. All the ravens. If that's what they are, they're much smaller than the ones we get in Australia. Quite a lot smaller, but they're everywhere. Flying through the trees. I'll show you a little bit more of this city resort. Seafood restaurant, bar, quite a nice pool. Quite a large pool. And the lines of rooms, the accommodation. And there's quite a lot. It's quite a big place. So there you have it. I wasn't going to tell you the name of it, but it is the Pegasus Reef Hotel, Colombo, Sri Lanka. Alright, signing off from Pegasus Reef. See you in the next video. Bye bye.